Hi, I'm Michaela with Michaela's Counseling, and I want to talk about why counseling often doesn't work. This is particularly true for people who have high sensitivity, high intelligence, and quite often a difficult childhood that sometimes they remember and sometimes they don't. And that's largely what I work with. And since I work with that most of the time, I hear stories when people come in to see me, and I hear stories of how therapy hasn't worked for them or how it's partially worked for them, but it hasn't really helped them to get some of the real recovery that they're looking for. So I'm going to talk about a few reasons that maybe counseling hasn't worked for you so far and offer you some hope that therapy can be different and it actually can work with some of the newer findings in what actually works for healing trauma, for working with sensitivity, for working with different parts of our brains, different parts of our bodies to really facilitate moving forward in life. Okay, so reason number one that therapy may not have worked for you is because talking itself doesn't fix anything. And so if counseling in the 90s was largely kind of based on the idea that people really need to talk and they need to remember their childhoods, they need to get insight into what's going on. And the joke that I make about this with clients is that that kind of talk therapy leaves people 10 years later saying, wow, I still really feel miserable. And, I still treat people kind of badly around me, but now I understand a lot better the reasons why. And this really isn't what you want from talk therapy. And there are two different things that can happen in talk therapy. One is if you're talking about a difficult childhood, if you're talking about trauma, you can actually bring those reactions up in your body without resolving them by just talking. So what happens is you get yourself kind of flooded with memories in therapy. Has that ever happened to you? That's when you talk and your therapist is hoping that empathy will help. And I used to do this before I knew some of the newer trauma treatments. I used to do this very effective listening and helping people to deepen the feelings that they were feeling without understanding that that actually makes trauma symptoms worse quite often. Here's the other thing that can happen though, is you may talk without feeling any connection whatsoever to the words that you're saying. So I've had clients come in who think that they should recount the details of their childhood, and when they start trying to talk about it, they actually go numb, and it's sort of like they're reading from a telephone book. There's no feeling associated, and that doesn't work either. And so talk therapy in itself doesn't work. Talking itself doesn't work. And you need some different tools, some different techniques to actually be able to get to where you're actually moving through trauma and really recovering from those events. And so in the kind of therapy that I do, we focus less on the story actually and focus more on what your body is doing in response to your past and how your nervous system is responding to current triggers in life. And we start working with you to kind of demystify the triggers that you're having now and get your body and your mind feeling safe and calm moving forward. Because unless you're coming from a place of feeling safe in your body, safe in your environment, and sure that you can look out for yourself now, dredging up those past details is going to make you more vulnerable. So that's one reason why therapy often doesn't work, especially for people who've been through trauma. I know a bunch more reasons that therapy often doesn't work and ways that it doesn't work, but this video is getting to about 4 minutes. So I think I'll make some other videos that you can keep looking for in the next coming weeks. If you've enjoyed this video, you may be on my website, you may be on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, go over to YouTube, enter in my name, Michaela Lonning, and enter the subscribe button, and then you'll get videos every time I send them out. And I'll be talking more in the next weeks, months about therapy that works and counseling and different places that people can get stuck and different ways that you can move through, and about symptoms and recovery of trauma. So should be some really good information. And so I'd love to have you subscribe so you can keep seeing these videos. And of course, if you'd like to set up a consultation with me, you can go to my website, michaelascounseling.com, and read the homepage and go to the Take the Next Step page and see how that whole process works, all right? And I look forward to talking with you soon in my office or via video.